Hello and welcome to a different kind of video for the channel. We are going to be looking at a mod today, not a new map, not a new series or anything like that, but rather a mod. So this one is called TerraLifePlus. So by now, especially if you're in the Discord, there's been a bit of discourse about it in terms of the mod itself, and chatting with a few other farm sim players and that to get a feel for it, and yeah, just watching the videos for it and all is it's a mental mod. It's absolutely probably the biggest game-changing mod available for Farming Simulator 22. Now the thing with this mod is there are only 4 maps available that are compatible with TerraLifePlus, and the Holzer map here is one of them. The other 3 are the Eiffel map, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in Thuringia, something like that. I believe that those are the other German ones, and then the final is Paligny, which is currently actually our Vintage series map. Now, when this first was being announced, I was under the impression that we would be able to use it with the maps as they are, but it is a specific Paligny map, so we can't just easily add this into our current Vintage playthrough, or I already would have. Now, I have only very briefly looked at this mod. It's extremely complex in many different ways, so I'm going to go over a few of those things. So I've started a fresh save here. Let's just get going, get this lad ready, and there we go. Absolutely, first off, beautiful area. Really love the German maps. They have so much character and detail to them. It's absolutely lovely. So we are in a fresh map, and we will kind of have a meander around and see all the new things. So straight away we do see the trees here. They are apple trees. We can bring water and happy days. So I have added in the store deliveries mod because I wanted to give this an opportunity sort of to test things out. So let's go ahead, and first things first, I want to see if we can just add water in. So I'm looking at all the features. I'm definitely not going to be covering all of the features because there's so many. Like, look at all this. Like, these are all new things from TerraLifePlus. Not only TerraLifePlus itself, but there are also a collection of other mods that are compatible with it, and those are the assets mods, the animal food additions mods, the utils mods. So these are all like different things. They've added in drills. They've added in these things, these pallets with various things. So water, for example, we can get that, which is what I'm doing right now. So let's get a couple of them, just in case there are other things we need to water. But there we go, we've got our water now. Oh, bloody Nora. Now, we should be able to just lift that up. Oh, right. We do have to go into our fancy mod here and do that. So I'm just going to put that there for now. Again, this is just to kind of show a very quick... Oh, maybe we can't. Maybe this water can only be used... See, we're learning as we go. So this water must only be able to be used for the animals, perhaps. So let's take an opportunity to just walk away from that and look at the chickens as our first bit of animal. So things will be very different here, certainly. So we'll go into the animal menu here, and right off we see that there are so many different kinds of chickens. So we've got a Lohmann chick female, we've got Lohmann chick female as well, but older, 2 months instead of 0 months. And obviously the price increases as you get them. We've got the hen, the Lohmann hen young, and then the Lohmann hen, and then the same sort of thing for the roosters, the males, and then the roosters as well. So that's 8 different types of animals for one species of chicken. So we've got the 4 different types for male, and then 4 for female, and then we've got leghorn chickens as well. So in reality, I don't know anything about these different kinds, but it does say here that obviously the male chicks, they can be fattened for meat, whereas the females, they'll be used obviously for laying eggs. So I'm just going to add in a couple of these ladies. So these are the fully grown hens. So we'll go in, we'll add, we'll do 50, just keep it nice and even. So there we go, and now we have our hens in our pen. Look at all the hens in the pen. So another thing we need to look at is, oh, stay in there, cheeky monkeys. Right, so this is a different map. I didn't want to show I didn't want to show all this yet because there are so many crop types. and there's just so many things I want to kind of go over before the end of this video. And just to let you know as well, the purpose of this video isn't necessarily to show you all the different things available with the mod itself, but rather to see if you guys think that I should use this mod as part of a series. Now, before we touch into these chickens here, the series in question that I would possibly need to be replacing would be Deutschland. Now, Vintage, Survival, those two, they are fully, they're going to see themselves out to their respective episodes. However, with Deutschland, it was so open-ended, but it is my realistic series, which is why I'm considering for the remainder of FS22 to make a move to a new map, but it wouldn't be just a regular map, it would be a TerraLifePlus map. Probably this one or the Eiffel map. I haven't fully decided because I haven't really looked at them yet. However, the sheer level of realism with this mod makes me want to use it with my realistic series. Now, all the kit and everything on Deutschland and all the land and all that, obviously would sell all that and start fresh here with this new setup. And basically the point again of this video is to go over things, see if you think that you would like to see it in lieu of Deutschland. So I know that there are a few people that really do enjoy my Deutschland series because of the realistic nature of it and all that, and that same concept would be applied to this new setup, obviously on a different map with a very different array of things that we can do. So speaking of those things to do, let's crack into that. I just wanted to go over that. I'll probably discuss it a bit more, or at least get a few more a bit more feedback in the Deutschland episode for tomorrow. I'll probably talk about it in that episode as well. So let's go into this here. So as you can see, so many things. We've got protein cereal mix, chicken layer feed, energy cereal mix, moisture feed, roughage protein, blah blah blah, all these different things. The only thing we don't need for the hen fully grown is chicken fattening feed and chicken starter food. Maybe you can, but it seems as though this would be more for your males when you want to fatten them up for actual meat. And then the chicken starter food, it has all the details here, but this would be for younger chickens. So as you can see, we've got all these different types of things. You need at least 16% or 15.8% of this, pretty much all of them, and then in addition to mineral feed. So it does show here what you need: grain mixture protein, extraction meal from soya, rapeseed, sunflower, dried pulp from sugar production, dried stillage, maybe that's meant to be silage, silage, I'm not too certain, could be stillage from bioethanol production, blimey, spent grains from beer production. All these feedstuffs consist of easily digestible carbohydrates and high quality protein. Right, so extraction meal, so that's probably something we can buy in the shop, but for the long term of it, you'd want to use it as a byproduct from maybe making beer, for example. Like, there's so many options. It's almost, you have to do like a whole series on just learning the bloody mod first. So that's why I'm asking your feedback, if you think that we should make a move for this, or should we wait until FS25 till it's been more fleshed out and then start a brand new series with TerraLifePlus. So that's also an option, because I guarantee you this will come out for 25 and it'll be even better, based on what we can do with FS25. Obviously modders don't know the future, so they can't predict it, but this is basically what FS should be from the base game. Anyways, as you can see here, so chicken laying feed, the combined feeding of laying grain with cereals results in a complete ration. So many different options. What is very cool though is if we go back to here and we go to the leghorn, so the same species of chicken, like same kind of chicken, but let's go to the base model of the chick. Yeah, we'll do 50 as well, it's fine. So if we look, so obviously they are there and they are very cute, and also some of the animations, oh wait, where are they? There they are. There's one of them. The animations have been edited and updated as well for TerraLifePlus, which is brilliant. I will go over a list of the features and that very quickly, but first I want to show you this as well. So if you look, this is the same food here, but if we go to the chick, you can see that the food has drastically changed. They don't need nearly half the things that the full-grown chickens do, but they do need mostly chicken starter food. So this is the chicken starter feed, is a rearing feed for chicken chicks for the 1st to 7th week of life. It provides your chicks with the important building blocks for safe juvenile growth. So that mixed with 15% roughage protein, which in this case would be grass silage and all that, absolutely amazing that there's even a difference in the feeding types. So we can actually move our store deliveries thing to here and go to this category. As you can see, seeds and feeds. So we'll go to feeds because that's what we're trying to do. These are the options we have, so we can buy the feeds and configure them to whatever animal. Root crops as well, configuring all that, probably all the different types. And as you can see, there are many different types of like new potato types, new carrot types. Buying feed grains as well, so that to mix with your other food, so you can put it all together. And then additional feed types. So in this one, for example, so this is if you're making pig feed, pig meat rather, feed. Breeding, milk replacer, probably for calves, hay pellets, beet pellets, so many different things. This is for chicken feeding, and these are the laying hen feed mix. So this is probably what we'd want to buy. Here's another cool feature, the packaging. You can save a percent, so this you're paying 5% more because you're getting less. If you get a big bag, and I love that it's written on there. Oh, that's so good. Bloody hell, that's beautiful. I love that detail. But you get 5% bonus discount off. Also, if you buy multiple, you get an even bigger discount, which is just absolute beauty. But we are just going to buy the one expensive bag of feed. And if we put it into their trough right here, I want to see what it fills for their food. Now, the cows are even more complex, which is why I'm kind of focusing on the chickens for this part of the video. So let's just let that all get in and make sure that, see if we've even put in the right food. Right, so let's go here. They have taken some. So as you can see, they are fine. And they are not. So if you look here, we've given the proper food for the egg laying hens, which is what that particular bag was for. So it's given us a little bit of everything, which is really nice, except for chicken starter food. So if we go back to the chicks, they do have their roughage protein, so it was involved in that mix because they also need roughage protein, the full grown hens, but we need chicken starter food as well. Now that might be under buy feeds. So this probably could have worked also, and in fact I'm going to buy a pallet of this. Well, actually buy a big bag. I just love the, oh, okay, there you go. You can buy a silo of it and save even more cash. But there must be a big bag as well. Right, so that's good there. And actually, I do want to purchase one of these, because if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to do something really cool with that. So first I'll do this. Let's just move this over here. I want to see if it does the same, or if it feeds like it feeds with the chicks as well. See, they're still not getting that, so it is a specific food, but this is going up, I think. Actually, no, I think it's just increasing a few things. So as you can see, it's not all... Oh, it's still going in, that's why. Okay, we'll let it finish and then we'll see. So I'm curious to see. And there we go. So that's mostly given to roughage protein and roughage energy, it would seem. So those two, as you can see, their health has increased because now they are being fed properly. They are not. So we do need to buy stuff for them as well. But yeah, as you can see, it did add in more of these two. So that's just the regular chicken feed. So that is interesting to know that the first bag that we bought, the first chicken laying food, is the right one for them. Now with these pallets, I want to see if we can open this up. Now it says I can pick up the whole thing. I think there's a way that you can pick up individual bags. Now I could be wrong, and it might be just for the seeds, because if you look at seeds, look at all these options. Absolutely mental. So we've got field fodder seeds, and it shows you specifically what they are for. We've got the grain seeds and all the various types of grain, grass seeds and all those various types of grass seeds, greening seeds, blimey, all those various things. I have no idea what those are. Legumes, obviously we've got our soybeans and that too. Oil seeds, as well as seed boxes, so that's for your roots, which is wicked. Universal seeds, so this gives us just a once over seed. You don't have to buy, if you don't want to do all the other individual seeding, then you have this option. and then we've got a potato seed, so that's when you're putting in your spuds. Now we'll very quickly just get just a regular grain seed. We'll do winter barley seeds, because you can do winter crops as well, proper winter crops. And I think there's a way, I must be missing now, I think there's a way that you can, here, we'll turn off super strength, maybe that's why. Yes, so remove object, look at that, it gives us 1 bag. That is amazing. So you can buy a pallet, and you don't have to lift the whole pallet to load your drill. You can just grab the 1 seed, and you can store it back. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Here as well, oh yes, look at that, we can grab our chicken food, and we can feed it to them there like this, I think. Maybe? Actually, maybe this is what you'd put into your mix. I think that would be what it is. Oh, no, it's taken it there. But again, it was this kind of food, so not the perfect kind. So that in itself is a wicked feature. So we'll go back to feeds, we'll go back to buy feeds, and we'll look for starter food. So there's calf feed, laying hen feed, that's what we fed before, I believe. Chicken meat feed, chick starter feed, that's what we need. So we'll do this one, the pallet again, so that we can access it. Oh, it's over here. Let's just get it out of there, put it here. So even with super strength, we should be able to get it out. Nope. So with super strength enabled, you can't, which is fine. I just had super strength on for the sake of showing things, but if we just put that there, we go. Now they will have chicken starter food. Now they can start growing to become this, and then we feed them completely different food when they get to that stage. So that's a very quick showing of that. That's just the chickens. As I said before, we do have the apple trees as well. Now it must be that you need a water tanker for these, which is fine, absolutely fine. But we'll just get these shifted out of the way. So we'll just put super strength back on, get this out of the way. And yeah, so we do have those trees. It does say building storage. So there's just so many things. I think the next thing we'll show you is the map, because that is very interesting as well. The colors are clearly different, and what a lovely map as well. With the, you've got the nice little, I don't know if that's just meant to be like a lake or something, but either way, beautiful setting we are in. What area do we own? So we've got this little patch here. We've got lots of different cows, as you can see, but they also are different pastures and for different types of cow, basically. There are hay milk cows, and it gets a bit mental. Anyways, we'll look at here first. All of the different crop types. We've got summer wheat, winter wheat, summer barley, winter barley, oat, triticale spelt, winter rye, sorghum, grain corn, silage sorghum, vetch rye, which I'll be honest, I'm not 100% certain what that is, but I'm learning here as well. New potatoes, starch potatoes. They obviously will do different things based on what you grow. Sugar beet, of course, fodder beet, so that's for your feeding, of course. I imagine sugar beet you would use for turning into sugar, whereas fodder beet you'll use for feeding. Carrots, same thing, carrots maybe for soup, fodder carrots for feeding, onion, beetroot, parsnip, sunflowers, canola, linseed, soybeans, white lupine, not too certain what that is. I think it's a legume as well, like a bean or something. And then alfalfa, clover grass, next page, meadow, so that's basically your grass, I believe, because it's grayed out by default. Hay, meadow, horse grass, field grass, herb grass, pasture grass, landscape grass, roadside grass, lots of that. So that'll be a very neat feature as well. We'll be able to probably trim that. Very nice. Orchard grass as well. As you can see here, it does change where our orchards are. We've got long grass, so that's nice. That's where we are currently stood, on some long grass. Oilseed radish, mustard, flour mix, warm season, cool season. So these are different things. I believe they're addition to food, to the feeding and that. So all of these different things, and then of course poplar as well. So these are all things I believe that you can buy in the shop. But yeah, it's just absolutely mental, all the various products and feeding styles. Here is our crop calendar, which looks absolutely shattering comparatively to other crop calendars. So there are some certain things you can't grow, like the landscape grass. You have to just cut, I believe. You can't grow it yourself. Same for the orchard grass, roadside. It's all just naturally growing grasses. Same with the lawn. It would be cool to sort of drill a small lawn or whatever if you wanted to convert, but we have all these other grasses to do that with. And as you can see, the drilling and harvesting times are a bit different. The reason that is because of the way that they've done their calendar. So I just want to reference the description of the mod, which of course is a mod hub mod, by the way. Of course it is PC only, but because there are many scripts running in the mod itself. So the main parts of this part of the map can only be used with those maps that I mentioned earlier. So some of the important features that they've done is splitting the 12 months, so from March to February in this case, into 48 weeks. What this allows is more growth phases of the plants. So as you can see, they are sort of like, you can go halfway through or a quarter of the way through March to drill your summer wheat, but you have to be done before the midpoint of April. So we're past that point now to put in any sort of summer crops or oat or anything like that. We could put in potatoes, but not quite starch potatoes yet. So different things like that. So what this allows, having 12 months into 48 weeks, is that there are up to 24 visible growth stages. Let me just repeat that. There's 24 visible growth stages, meaning that you can see the different growth stages as they go. So you can change the game setting to be selected from 1 day per week to 7 days per week. So you can really stretch it out and go as realistic as possible. Now this is part of the reason why I'm on the fence about wanting to dive into it with the by replacing Deutschland, is because I don't think we will barely scratch the surface of the mod in the remaining episodes that we could fit this into, if that makes sense. Again, this is why I want to kind of just put it out to the community and see what you think. Get your opinions, your feedback, because I greatly appreciate that as a creator. And yeah, I'd like to know what you want to see, and that's why I'm making this video. But we also have a complete overhaul of the animals, as we've seen. So literally 4 times more animal models per sex and species. Also the introduction of hay milk cows. So we'll look at the cows before the end of the video as well, just to show you all the different feeding options we have. Completely new animations for all animal models, even at the different ages. Obviously the new animal feeding redesign, so the better menu, which does lay things out very nicely and gives really good information here, really top information, so you know exactly what you need to do to feed your animals. As far as the cows and that, so feed with a milk yield bonus and a fattening bonus depending on what you're doing. If you're running Holstein, okay, I think this is good time to find our cow. We'll just go to the pasture for now out here. Absolutely beautiful. It's really not that far away, but I think the entrance is actually over here, so we'll come over here and we'll buy some cows. So here we can see all the different types of cows as well. Absolutely mental. So hay milk, red pied, heifer calf, obviously a calf. It will grow to be a productive cow and specially designed for hay milk. So I imagine it's more of a hay based feeding. So in this case we'll go to the full size cow and we'll buy just a couple of them. We'll just do 2 of them so that we can buy the others as well. But this will give us an idea to see. Oh, there's one of them. To see the feeding for the cows. Right, so there we go. So their total capacity, of course, and then they have their base food at 32, and it does say base food forages are feeds that are vital for ruminants, in particular due to the structure. So forage includes grass and other green fodder, alfalfa, clover, hay, silage, and root crops. So if we give a bale of grass, for example, they'll eat that as their base food. They also have roughage energy, which of course will be different things. So in this case, maize silage is the most energy rich of the feedstuffs, but you can also do whole crop silage and grass silage in that order of efficiency, which is mental that they have that. Roughage as well, so here we have the structure rich crude fiber in this feed. It's particularly important for feed intake in order to avoid low rumen pH levels values and thus acidosis. So these are like, it's so detailed with what they feed to avoid real life issues and that as well. So the TMR must always contain a sufficient amount of structure in the combination of different ration components. This stimulates rumination and the associated saliva formation. Bloody hell. Do you know what I mean? Like, that in itself is a mouthful of information, a mountain of information, if you will. And then we have the protein and all of these different things, so cereal mix, moisture, so literally all of these different things. As you can see, it stops at mother's milk because they don't need that because they are past that, but they will produce mother's milk that you can then feed to the calves. What? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely amazing. There's also this, so it's called colostrum. From my understanding, this is effectively like the, where is it? Kind of like the mother's milk, where they'll produce a certain amount of it that you can then feed to your calves, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong about that, please do let me know. But we also have vet reproduction, which was also part of the animal enhanced animals mod, where basically it's artificial insemination, where you don't need a bull. And then also selling feed trough content. That is such a cool feature, so that if you have excess in there, then you can sell it. You can remove it, so it's not. So yeah, I think that's absolutely brilliant. So let's say, for example, you have calves, and then you have an excess of mother's milk, and you don't need it anymore because they've grown out of that. You could sell that out of the trough and make some money from it, instead of it just sat there till you have more calves. But we have so many cow pastures that we can just put calves in a different place, and there are sort of like calf igloos as well. It's just mental, absolutely mental. I will crack on though with the with this information. Okay, here's literally the next thing is about colostrum. So for newborns, which is only given to a limited extent by the mother. So essentially it is a newborn feeding thing from the mother cow for the newborns. Also, so we'll move on to something else now, and we have realistic sewing machines. So they have actually included a couple of drills, and it's these two here, the Novags, so the T-Force 350 and the 640, and basically they allow for no-till drilling, which is brilliant, and all the various types. And I believe as long as it's a base game mod, you can also do all the various types. Or sorry, base game implement. But I feel like this list is much larger than those ones. So for modded kit, I'm not too certain how it would work. But yeah, this list looks way longer. Oh, because it does allow for all the planting as well. So that's really cool. Really nice little feature that to have as well. So those are all the realistic drills. I've also got the use of carbo lime and carbo fertilizer. So these are things, obviously you've got your lime and your fertilizer, but to another degree. So I wonder if we go into pallets, if we'll see more of that. Ooh, platinum expansion, there we go. So fillable pallets, always nice to have these. We've got molasses and that. Not entirely certain, maybe we can make that and it's part of the feeding for the cows as well. If we get a TMR mixer, it might be. This here is basically your liquid carbo lime, so again for spraying onto the fields for your lime. You got your water and Luprosol, which I have to be honest, I'm not 100% certain what feature it does, but again, this is all a learning, first time learning experience for me as well. Big bags, I think we'll have a similar thing, so they do have the chicken, pig food configurations and that, and you can get whatever kind of grist you need and get into some seriously detailed feeding. So again, this is just really to touch on the basics of this mod. I'm not going to go too much deeper into it, to be honest, because there's just so much to see. I really just wanted to give a little taste and basically get opinion on what you think we should do for this using it at least. One other thing I would like to check for the cows. Okay, so I was wondering where their watering thing is, but it might be plumbed in on this one. Yeah, it doesn't say water requirements anywhere here. Some of them do, I reckon. Let's find another cow thing. So this here. Oh, is this the same one? Go to that one. Ah, here we go. So this is our little sort of calf area. Is that closing the door or opening it? Ah, there we go. Sort of get, okay, this is where the cows will go as well. So this is our, I think, our main sort of cow barn. So I reckon we could probably just keep the cows out there for, so this is a nice realistic part of it as well, is being able to keep the cows in the pasture down there in the summer. the nice thing about that is they will graze out there. So I haven't given them any food. So just to show you, I haven't given them any food, but look, they have food. Why? Because they're grazing it. Absolutely amazing. So in the summertime, you can save on all your food by not having to have them in the barn, but when they do end up in the barn, then you just have to feed them. Now this here I think is a very small, we'll just put a I'll put a small heifer calf in there. Let's fill it up, see how it looks full. Right, so that's them in there. See, that's the small, I probably wouldn't put 6 in there, it's a bit much. But yeah, as you can see, and this is where we'd feed them. But since they are calves, we would feed them right in here, and then transfer them over here once they are grown. Once the cows in here have produced babies, then we put them into this area, and then put those ones into there. It's just brilliant. It's so detailed and so incredible. I'm quite blown away from it. I would like to get a bit of a view of the map itself as well. So we'll just kind of go up from our farm here. Really beautiful farm. Another area there. Oh, I do want to show one last thing, and that's productions. So we do own the biomass power plant. That's not on this area, it's somewhere else. But as you can see, we get wheat straw, and we put in options. We have basically options for producing our energy, which is very cool. But this is what's really interesting. So here we can make our hay with this production. So we'll just visit it very quickly. Now there is a so it says enter vehicle. I don't know what that is unless there's a tractor nearby. But I can't, there might be. Oh yes, there is one right there. Basically with this, we need to have dried air to, it's been producing already, so that's really good. I guess it's maybe like a compression sort of thing where it builds up the air and then you activate it, and then you can create your, I don't know, whatever you want, your meadow hay. As you can see, it is semi-dry, so if anyone's ever played with seasons in FS19, you'll know that there's like dry, semi-dry, wet grass, fresh grass, all very different things. Same concept here. Incredible detail. But so we need the dried air. As you can see, it is going up. It's not cheap to make, like to produce, but you're probably, in this case, the realism aspect of it would be for paying for your power, I suppose, for it, paying for the electricity to dry your air. If I'm wrong about that, please do let me know, but that makes sense to me that it would be that sort of thing, because you need dry air to dry your wet grass. It makes sense. Right, so we'll just fly back up. So there we go. That's our main farm on this map. There are, as I say, 4 maps in which you can explore TerraLife and see all the various options available. It's a lot. It's an absolute lot of options and details, and I think there's, on this map, there's a handful of farms as well. I will just look very quickly at the mod page for that. So there are in fact 7 farms on this map, and there are 3 hay milk farms, which is still very cool, and something that we could look into in the future if we decide to make our way to this sort of gameplay into TerraLife, essentially. So I'm not going to go over too much more, because that is quite literally just a whole series in itself. So we'll just kind of look at the cows as we sign off from this episode, well, this video, I guess. Not really an episode, but more of a video talking about TerraLife, and more so talking about the implementation of it into a series of mine. So please do let me know your thoughts. I know this video was an absolute ramble, but I just wanted to get as much of the information of TerraLife out as I could, and again, as I say, I will admit again, I've barely scratched the surface of it, because it's just so in-depth and intense, and this is why I really wanted to get the feedback from my community, and anyone watching this video, frankly, to see, should we replace Deutschland with one of the TerraLife mod maps, or should we just keep Deutschland going till the end of FS22 and then wait for FS25 to dig in to TerraLifePlus with who knows what maps will be available then as well. The fact that this is out for FS22, I feel like, is a bit of a test run for what really can be done with the new game once it does release. So that's kind of why I'm, again, on the fence about making the shift to a to this new map with this new mod, But again, please do let me know your thoughts and your opinions, as I do greatly appreciate them. But that is going to be the end of the video. The cows here are saying goodbye. Oh, they're literally leaving now. They're done with me rambling as well. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this very random, very sporadic video, please do give me a cheeky thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Please do drop your comments below as well, your feedback. What have you tried TerraLifePlus? Have you used the mod? What do you think? Do you have a favorite map of the 4 of them? Yeah, give me your feedback. Would you like to see sort of a bit of a mini series with TerraLife? Again, it would have to replace the Deutschland series, but being a realistic series, it kind of makes sense that would be the one. But please do drop your feedback, your comments down below, and I will read the comments and see what happens. Right, as I say, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, please do take care, and bye for now.